All right, YouTube. Seasoned greetings and salutations to everybody. This is East New York's Finest, hosted by yours truly, Mike, also known on my old school channel as Mike Son 007. I paid a lot of money for this stuff here that you're gonna basically see. I'm gonna give you guys a quick of this stuff. All right. Just to give you guys a rundown of it, I am going to get up and show you guys everything on the floor together. Cost me about 300, including that stuff in the corner. Those three, like these three right here, I basically got from three different vendors. That's why they're stacked different. The Wii, the Nintendo games over there, and that box Batman and Superman 2-pack. That came from three different vendors. Those will be the last things I'll show you. Right now, real quick, I just want to show you guys what I picked up today. I'm a little pissed off, and I paid a lot for this stuff. I know this guy. We know each other from Brooklyn flea markets and from going to auctions and seeing each other there, and that's how we became real cool. And for a couple of years now, he's also been selling at the Meadowlands. And again, we already have an established rapport, so he looks, saying whenever I have stuff, he's always making me good offers, and his prices are relatively decent. I can always tell if he paid a lot for stuff, depending on what he charges. You know what I'm saying? So, but this stuff here, people were, like nobody in the flea market he had the best stuff, and as you see, I got it. Nobody in the market had anything good today. Last week was the same thing. So a lot of the heathens and vultures were around him. Early in the morning, I asked him, "Hey, do you got any video games or toys and stuff?" And he kind of like had a look and he's like, "Wait a minute." Yeah, he said, "As a matter of fact, I do have a Atari and ColecoVision. Is that cool?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll look at it soon." And he said, "All right, so I'll put it aside for you." And I was like, "All right, so I'll be back in around half an hour or so." Who would have knew that he actually found some big boxes, and he had other boxes that had all this stuff spread out through boxes of just other vintage like knickknacks and household garbage and crap all over the place. Now, there's one guy at the market. I call him the bald jackass. Some skinny white dude. He's like probably in his late 20s or early 30s. You never know because most of them don't age very well. So, and he's kind of going bald, and he's just a dickhead. He does some grimy shit. I can't say we don't like each other. I just know I don't like him. I don't care for him at all. And he was trying to make a move on this, as well as a couple of other people. And he actually made me an offer. He said, "Well, you know what? Since you're going to be buying all this stuff, I'll be happy to give you $40 for that." And I said, "I bet you will." Now, this guy never had a conversation. We don't like each other. Or at least I know I don't like him. He's a sneaky piece of shit. And I told him, I said, "Nah, nah, 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 nope." Just like that. Nah, 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 nope. And I said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it on eBay probably for 60, because he offers 40. And I said, no, no. And I said, nah, 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 nope. I'm going to put it on eBay probably for 60, 70, 80, hell, maybe even $100. But it's going on eBay. And I said it just like that. And he was still standing, like, I don't understand why him and a couple of other people were like hovering like scavengers. And it's like, like they were basically screwing up my deal because they was trying to undercut. And it's fucked up how a lot of these guys, whenever they get stuff from people, they get mad and don't want nobody around when they making a deal. But here it is, they seem to forget shit. Now, I could be a very nasty, vindictive person because I'm an asshole by nature. I'm just a real dickhead by nature, period. So I'm the last person you want to piss off. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't like that kind of shit. And if you guys were there, you'd be upset too, because how many of you guys go to flea markets, thrift shops, and or garage sales or yard sales, and people are trying to get in your business while you're trying to make a deal? That's a real scumbag piece of shit move to do. And one guy already tried to make an offer on this vintage, I'm about to say Darth Vader, on this vintage Godzilla. And he's missing the fist, and the guy offered to give him $150 on that. And he was like, nah, nah, nah. Mr. T is my guy, and I think he's going to be buying everything. And he already got first dibs on stuff, and I don't do that. You know what I mean? And I started to turn around and say something to the dude. But, he already handled it, and it was still his merchandise. Regardless of how much of a deal you're doing with somebody, I don't like to argue with nobody over stuff I have to pay for. And then I had a couple of other people that were going through stuff, even some cats that I'm all right with. I just really didn't appreciate the fact that they were hoggling over the stuff when I already told them, "Oh, well, the stuff's already counted. I'm already making a deal with him." Even a couple of people I've done business with. So you know, like next week when I feel a little better, because I'm a little pissed the fuck off right now. I'm just basically gonna put everybody in their place and be like, yo, that bullshit you put last week, I wound up paying a lot of money or more money than I could have for the stuff just because of that shit you pulled. And if they get slick with their mouth, I'm gonna say, you know what you gotta do from now on? You gotta make sure when you see me coming, you better seal a deal, because from now on, up until forever, anytime I see something, you're never gonna get anything at this market cheap unless you pay for it already. You're not gonna get it cheap, because now I'm gonna do the same shit you're gonna do, but I'm gonna constantly do it. And I'll tell people to their face what I'm gonna do, because I don't like that. You know, that was some real grimy shit to do. Because I probably could have got this stuff for a lot cheaper than this. I'm not saying I'm dissatisfied, but at the end of the day, I paid like $250 for all this stuff. Now we have 6 Seekers here, and they all have Starscream is missing his left wing, and of course he's the most expensive out of all 6 of the Seekers. And what's the other dude? And this guy, I think this is Thrust. This is either Thrust or Thundercracker. I can't remember. But he's missing, as you see here, he's missing his right side of the rear tail wing, or whatever the hell you call that. Other than that, everybody else is in really good condition. Oh yeah, and of course this guy here, his nose and cockpit doesn't go all the way back because it doesn't clip, because the clip is broken. Now all of them have their landing gears, of course. There is 4 sets of fists here, and there's 6 Seekers. So now I have to find 2 more sets of fists. I have like Jetfire's, some of Jetfire's stuff over there, which is ironic considering that I got a Jetfire in the box just a couple of days ago. I think Tuesday or Wednesday, from one of my local thrift shops, in the box, and that was like $80. And since it was like 25% off, it wound up being $70 something, which is 25% off of $90. I think $71 or something like that. This is the GoBot's headquarters or some kind of vehicle thing. That's all pieces. That's not nothing to me. The Cobra Rattler, same thing, because some of the pieces on that is broken, like the missile holders and all that. So that's busted. The Sky Striker is in really decent condition. It's just dirty. It is. I mean, it does have the cockpit, but the cockpit won't swivel up and stay because that little piece is broken. But you could put the cockpit on it. Where is it? It's right here, actually, right there next to that dark tower. As you can see, it is right there. That's got to be clean. And it is, and the Sky Striker is also missing one of the chairs and the parachute, obviously. The Night Raven, on the other hand, the Night Raven is also missing some pieces. It does have the pilot's thing there, but it's missing that little elevator piece that brings the pilot up and down. It does have the back jet. Excuse me, damn, I got something stuck in my throat. We have the G1 Transformer collector's case, and we have 2 like Chikogan vintage robots from like early 80s or something like that. The one on top, I did have to glue one of his legs, and it is kind of messed up, but I don't really care because it's just basically gonna be for keeping purposes. Then the one laying down, he basically got re-glued. He just all screwed up. This white robot basically came with it. I do have a ColecoVision box beat up over there. This is the ColecoVision. It is missing one of the controllers and the actual adapter, but you know, the controller and adapter I can get all day at not only the Meadowlands, but especially at Columbus from other people that have this stuff just laying around, and it'll only be a couple of bucks, so I'm not worried about that. And then we have some other stuff here, like we have the Voltron 1, aka Vehicle Voltron. It's basically missing the yellow truck as a leg, and he's missing the crotch area, like the black vehicle that connects the legs to the rest of the body. Other than that, he'll be complete. Let me move it out the way. There you go. And I have a PSP pouch over there that held a 2000 model PSP in there, and I have a lot of the Transformer information stuff there, whatever you call it, their file cards or status cards or whatever, as well as a lot of the transformation pamphlets for them. And I think a lot of these are probably somewhere between $5 to $10 each, depending on which Transformer it is. But still, no, there's a nice amount of them here. There's more of those than there are of the figures, but I know those go for money. Those are probably somewhere between, I would say, just to be cool, I would say $2 to maybe 20, depending on which card it is and which pamphlet or instruction booklet, basically. Dark Tower, that guy wanted it. The guy I told you I don't like. This guy, he walks by me all the time, don't say nothing to me, and always try to beat me to everything. But here it is. He wants something he like, and he want to try to kiss my ass to get it. And he's like, "Oh, I'll give you like $40." I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, dude, I don't even like you, And I was like, nah, nope. I'm gonna put it on eBay, probably between 60, 70, 80, maybe even $90 to $100 for it. And I said just like that with a real nasty attitude, because that was my way of letting this asshole know that he wasn't getting it. And he was still hoggling. And as I went to get my vehicle, him and some other people was trying to underhandedly make deals for this stuff. And, thank God the guy is not like that. And he was like, nah. Mr. T got first dibs. We already made a deal. So when I see them next week or next time, I'm going to put them in their place. But I'm not going to even do that. I'm just going to be like, how much you want for that, what he got in his hand? Then when they be like, dude, really? I'm going to say, yo, that sucker shit you did last week, you really screwed yourself over. Because from now on, if you see me at the market and you see me coming your way, whatever you got from anybody, you better make a deal on it right there on the spot, because you'll never ever peacefully be able to shop here when I'm around, and if I happen to walk up on a conversation you having with somebody, and I'm gonna let people know that he wasn't the first one to do that. There was a couple other people, and I really didn't like that. I know some of y'all probably saying, man, you should just let it go, because at the end of the day, you got what you got. Yeah, but it was like, yo, they were like scavengers, like disrespectful scavengers. Everybody there. When they get to stuff first, I don't complain. I just say, damn, I should have got to it first. And then I walk by and be like, oh, damn, you got that? Or you buying that? Okay. Except for the dude I don't like. I'll be like, okay, nice, good for you. And they be like, yeah, it's really cool. And I keep it moving. I don't be like assholes and none of that. I'm like, hey, early bird catches the worm. That's just the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? But to do that shit, I didn't like it. So anyway, I did get this 2000 model PSP. And the Game Boy Advance SP, they both in very, very good condition. Both screens are immaculate. They just dirty. They both work. The 2000 model PSP does not have the battery. Batteries at my guys in the city cost $40, so I will be trying to get a battery on eBay for this system. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the batteries out of my PSPs anyway, so that way they don't blow up. Because if you're not using them, they will all explode anyway. So I'm gonna do that, and I think I needed the 3000 model, and this is a 2000 model. But still, in all this stuff was included for the 250. So let me just get my lazy behind up and show you guys. Oh yeah, and of course there's 3 of the Autobot combiner. I think his name is Superion or something like that. He's like an all aircraft type of combined. There's only 3 here though. Then you got this helicopter dude. I think his name is Swoop or something like that. He's a Dinobot. You got this guy here. I keep forgetting his damn name. Then you got this Decepticon that turns into like a tank. I think he's like a triple change or something like that. He turns into like robot mode, aircraft, and tank. You got this other Autobot. I don't remember his name neither. 2 Destructicons. We got Sunstreaker. I think his name is Sunstreaker. And Red Alert. We got Bumblebee. Unfortunately, he's missing his head. And he's missing his left leg. I think this is Beachcomber. Or whatever. He's complete. Then we got this other little Autobot dude. Actually, I don't think he's an Autobot. I think he's a GoBot. I think these 2 are GoBots. Now I think about it. I know he's definitely a GoBot. And I think he's a GoBot too. Both of these are GoBots. I guess he goes to, I don't know, I think he probably goes to these guys when they transform into that big robot, I'm guessing. We have one Insecticon, excuse me. I don't know who this guy is, but he's definitely missing his hood. We got Cliff Jumper. And of course, we got 6 of the Seekers. We got, I don't remember all their names. I know somebody is Thruster, Dirge, Thundercracker, definitely Starscream, and I'm missing a couple other names. Only three GI Joes are found. You got Ace. Ace does not have his canopy, but he does have his legs and crotch, and everything's intact. It's just that he has to be put back together. And then you have the Crimson Guard and a Sergeant Slaughter. All of them are in really good condition, considering the fact of what I just said. There are some parts there for, I think, that guy, the aircraft dude that combines, and of course in this bag here you got some parts for Devastator. This Shockwave is, as you can see, he's busted right there. You have the Super Scope 6. Oh my God, the sensor. There is a Nintendo Zapper here. Original Nintendo controller. And the PSP also had the charger. And there was also a charger for the Game Boy Advance SP as well. And they both work perfect. And again, just some miscellaneous stuff. You have Mirage right here, and he's basically in half. You know, and you one part there, and then one part there. Old school RoboCop and the original '89 Michael Keaton Batman from Kenner. And you got a vintage Splinter over there, and just some other miscellaneous G.I. Joe weapon parts and vehicle parts, as well as everything else you see here. You have a G.I. Joe Devilfish over here that's missing. It has a busted peg for one of the Joes to be on the side of it. And it also has a busted missile slot right here. Cobra Ferret is also broken. Then you have the Black Lion, which is broken and busted up. Yellow Lion is missing the tip of his tail. This case actually had some of these Game Boy, all these Game Boy games in here. So we have, for the Game Boy Advance, we have Dragon Ball Z, Scooby-Doo, Elf, the Cheetah Girls, the Herbs, whatever the hell that means, Sonic Advance 3. I believe this is Larry Boy. I don't know, whatever the fuck. Some Hot Wheels game. Monsters Inc. Shark Tales. Tony Hawk's. What is that? AM Skateland, whatever, something Skateland. Some Very Odd Parents game. The Incredibles. And last but not least for that, you have the Pokemon video. I think I actually have this one. And then for the Game Boy, original Game Boy, you have Pokemon Gold. That's probably a somewhere between $10 and $20 game. Put that over here. Then for the PSP, we have Midnight Club, Steamboat something. And for the DS, we have two games here. They ain't worth talking about. Splinter Cell Essentials for the PSP. Medal of Honor Heroes 2 for the PSP. And a Grand Theft Auto game for the PSP. Is that Vice City? I don't know. Whatever. I can't really read it. That is too small for me to read. So all that crap. Alrighty then. And again, the Dark Tower, I will be looking that up, and I'll see if I can somehow get that tape off of it. If not, then oh well, it'll be sold just like that. This guy was offering $40 for it, so I know if he was trying to offer 40, it must be worth a lot more than that. Whether it is or isn't, he could have offered me $1 for it. I wouldn't have sold it to him for any. I wouldn't have sold it to him at all. I'd rather sell this shit for $10 than to give it to him for $40. I don't like him, and I would not. And people I don't like, I don't want them to get shit. I don't care how much money. I just don't. I wouldn't do it. So anyway, the ColecoVision does have the instruction manual. It's missing the other controller and the adapter. But it has the box. And again, it was all included with this stuff. I'm going to break everything down to you guys in a minute. And then you have all these empty cases here. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I don't care about that. We have here Medal of Honor 2. I think you just saw the game, so I think that completes the game. Splinter Cell Essentials, that also completes that. And you have the Steamboat Chronicles Battle Tournament. That's also in there. But all three of those PSP games are complete. You have the for the DS, you have Kingdom Hearts, no game in there. For the 3DS, you have Fire Emblem Echoes, no game in there. Then you have Devil Survivor 2, no game in there for the 3DS. For the regular DS, you have Kingdom Hearts. I do believe I have that game, but this case is empty. Then you have Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I don't know if I have that game or not, but that's for the 3DS. That's just the empty case as well. Then you have Project X Zone 2 for the 3DS. I know I don't have that game. Then up here you have, upside down, you have for the 3DS Pokemon Omega Ruby. And then you have Fire Emblem Fates Birthright for the 3DS. Then up top we have Pokemon Ultra Sun for the 3DS. Then we have a game called Something Devilish for the DS. Then you have Pokemon Moon for the 3DS. And then the 3DS you have, what's that, Bravely Second in Layer or something like that. Also for the 3DSs. So mostly, I'm hopefully I may have 2 or 3 of these games to fit these cases, but it doesn't matter. Either way is inevitable. Sooner or later I will get the game, so that's cool. All these are privately going in my collection anyway, so regardless. The ColecoVision, don't really need a Coleco, but I do have the 5200 in the box as well as the 7800. And again, I don't really care about my boxes being in pristine condition. Sooner or later, if I do get boxes that are in better condition, empty, if I come across them, I get them. If not, oh well. I still have, just having the boxes for systems, regardless of how screwed up the boxes are. Of course, the better condition your boxes are, the more money your systems are worth. But just because everything is still in the box, it's still worth something just because it's in a box, regardless. So, and I collect really just, I would prefer to have my stuff in boxes. So I don't really care about boxes being in bad condition or not. So all that stuff. Then of course you got the PS2 Black Slim, which is in the box. It does have the AV cable as well as the power cord. I haven't tested it yet. It doesn't have no manuals or anything, and it doesn't have the actual stand, like the little circular stand that it stands on, or the actual controller. But I have extra controllers, so I basically will have a complete system. So that's perfect. So let me just break down why I didn't mind paying him $250 for all this stuff. Some of y'all might say that's kind of crazy. No. First of all, the PS Vita even doesn't have the battery. Most video games you go to, most video game stores or retailers you go to or conventions, for Vita, not Vita, I'm sorry, for a PSP, you're gonna be paying about $100 or more for a PSP in any retailer. Any video game store, like Video Games New York, 8-Bit and Up, J&L. There's a couple of other places in the city, and there's a lot of people, even in thrift shops, like thrift shops that know what they got, like mom and pop thrift shops. And some places you're gonna be paying a lot. You're gonna be paying over $60 or something dollars for it. But I'm gonna, just to be cool, I'm gonna say $30 on that. $30 on that. The Game Boy Advance SP, easy $30. So that's $60 right there, right? The Zappa, $5. So that's $65. That Super Scope 6 sensor, another $5. So that's where we at? 60, 65, 70. The Nintendo controller, $5. So we're at 75 already. Just for this little section right here, you at $75. Okay, keep that in mind. These Seekers, I'm gonna go ahead and be nice and say $150. There's 6 of them, even though I only have 4 sets of fists, and a couple of these guys are missing a wing or 2. Still no, there are 6 Seekers there in really good condition. So I'm going to say $150 for the 6 of them. So $150, and where were we at again? We were at 60, 65, 70, 75. So 75 and $160. $160. That's what? Oh my God, I can't count now. That's $235, right? So we're already at $235, and I ain't even get to the rest of this stuff. So already I'm at $235. Not to mention the guy offered him $150 for this Godzilla. I can't say if it's a lot or not. I do know old retro Godzillas do go for a lot, even his parts. He doesn't have his fist, but still in all, I'll be safe for saying $60. I would say 60. So 60 and 235 would be 295. So we're already at 295 already. So I'm basically $45 over what I paid for this stuff. And that doesn't include the other Transformers here, because there are some of them here that they might not be complete, but they are at least intact. So I would just jack up another $50. So 50, so that's already what, 30, that's what, 305. This Dark Tower game, I'm not gonna put a price on it because I don't know what it's worth. That collector case, I would definitely say $10 is easy on that. So now we're at 355. The Night Raven in its condition is in right now, I would say $40 on that. So now we're already at 390 or 385 or something like that. The Sky Striker, another $40. So we're already at four, I would say like 435 or something like that. And that's not even including all of these little pieces here. The Rattler, even though it's just a part, that's still I would say $5. And I mean, again, and that's quick. And this is like cheap prices. I didn't even put the price on the Bazooka. I didn't put no prices on none of these games here. Like the actual games, not the two systems. I put the price on that. But not on any of this stuff here, even though there's probably only 2 or 3 games there that are worth more than $10 or at least $5 a month or up anyway. So, we're already at that. So it's a good thing I know toys and I know what this stuff is worth. That PlayStation complete, with the adapter, with the controller, it's like $40 just because it's in a box. ColecoVision, even though the box is beat up, $40 just because, again, it's in the box. This guy has to be glued, but he's easily $40 just because he's vintage. He is missing the other red thing that goes on his hip here, and he is busted up. But just because of that, I would still say it's worth about $30. This guy had to be glued, and I would say 50 because he's more intact than he is. I don't know anything about this robot, so that's just a question mark. These cases are going to my collection, so that's basically priceless. So, again, I'm already at $500 and I ain't even like part out any of those parts down there or even put a price on these. And we all know there's probably $150 or more just in the G1 cards. Because let's face it, the G1 and G2 Transformer instruction manuals and their status cards are a lot more rare and harder to get your hands on than the G.I. Joe file cards. Let's just be real and face it. Because a lot of people did not rip off these. They kept them in on the box. And, a lot of people threw a lot of boxes away. So moving outside of that, this is the first thing I purchased. And the guy wanted $30 for it. I thought it was fair. It's Toys R Us exclusive Justice League Ultimate Giants of Justice, Superman and Batman, an animated line. I really, really like that. And the box is in really, really good condition. So I was like, that's cool. So later on, after I already paid for this stuff, and as I was leaving, he wound up actually giving me back $5. So instead of the 30 we worked out, I wound up paying 25 for it. So $250 from here all the way to there. You got $250 and then $25 for this. So $250 and $25, that's already basically $250 and $25, yeah, that's $275. This stuff here cost me $20. Her husband, they sell their stuff real cheap. And the reason why they make a lot of money is because they don't fall in love with their stuff. And all these games, like let's just face it, these games are money. We have a brand new sealed Nintendo Switch NBA 2K19. I'll probably take this game in and see if I can trade it in and see if one of the managers can hook me up and just trade this in. I'm going to see what it's going for first and see if I can get a copy of something else. And I only paid, like I said, $20 for everything. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 NES games, a PlayStation 2 game called Gladius, and then a sealed copy of the Nintendo Switch NBA 2K19. All this stuff for $20. So you got the original Batman video game, which is the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman movie by Tim Burton. You got Operation Wolf. This is a game that made me break my mom's coffee table back in I think 89 or 90. That game, I was so pissed off at it that That's a whole different story. My brothers and sisters, can tell you stories about that. They talk about this game and talk about that day all the time. Then you got Rhaegar, and then of course you got Bad Dudes. I'm bad. And you got the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and of course you got Sky Shark. So Rhaegar, Bad Dudes, Operation Wolf, I think they're not upgrades, but they're games I do need for my system. If I don't need them, then they'll just go around and be resold again. Batman, I think the same. I don't remember. I know Skyhawk I don't have, and this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game I definitely believe I have. Gladius for the PS2 I don't have, but I will look that game up. I'm pretty sure it's an uncommon game, and it's probably worth maybe $10, hopefully. Either way you look at it, this Nintendo Switch NBA 2K19 is worth the $20 for all this stuff anyway. Damn, I've been doing videos that long that this dude went all the way to the city and came back. That's crazy. And then of course this right here, this dude I know named Jeff, that he has a what is it? What the hell is that? He has a warehouse literally right up the block from my house, like 4 blocks up from the house, and he drives through here all day every day, and he gave me this for $10. It's the system, I believe the remote, because I think this system does not come with the nunchuck. It does have a little hole here, like something was biting at it, but I don't I don't really care about boxes. I mean, I like boxes, but I don't really care about the condition of them. As long as I can put my stuff in boxes, and then when I get upgrades, I'll just upgrade the whole thing. I don't really care what, as of right now, as long as I have the boxes and other systems, I don't care. It doesn't have the Galaxy Music CD bonus in it, or the actual or the actual Super Mario Wii game. But I do got to get that. So, and again, this was we wound up selling on 10, and I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna do that to you, bro. So I wound up giving him an extra 5, because he said, we settled on 15, but then for me, he gave me this side look, and he wound up selling on $10, and I was like, you know what, here, I'm gonna give you the other 5. So you figure 275 and 20 is 295, so 295 and 15 wound up being $310. So I paid $310 for all this crap. Unfortunately, all this shit is going to my private collection, and I think the only thing that I have out here that's going to be for sale is probably the Dark Tower. That and probably this bazooka thing. Everything else I'm going to be keeping. And I guess whatever else I decide I'm not keeping. Like that GoBot thing is going. The Rattler, I'll just keep that for parts. I can tell you right now what I'm keeping. This is going to my collection with my little crap. Whatever in here I don't have extras of is staying. That Wii is definitely going to my collection. All these empty cases are going to my collection because I either have the games for it or will get them. This ColecoVision, as of right now, is going to my collection. That black PlayStation 2 Slim, going to my collection. Both of these Chikogan vinyl robots going to my collection. These two are definitely, because these are 2 out of 3 of my favorite G.I. Joe aircrafts that I love. The third one is the Tomahawk. So the Night Raven and the Sky Striker are my 2 favorite aircrafts of G.I. Joe, and my favorite third aircraft is the Tomahawk. Love those 3 vehicles. Well, those 3 air vehicles. I was never really much of a fan of the Rattler. It's okay, but I like these because these look more like, military grade, just banging ass vehicles. Shockwave, I am going to keep him even though he's cracked up. All the Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff is staying. And that's it, really. I'm about to go, while this video is loading, I'm going to be washing everything but the 2 Chikogans, or what the hell you call those, Mazinger or whatever. I gotta go upstairs and take care of something real quick, and then I'm gonna take these other video games upstairs, look them up, and if they're decent, I'll keep them. If not, they're going to be sold with everything else. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay up, and thanks for watching, and peace.